new modern part of the city. And to the south is all of the new section just behind the building. You see a little bit of houses over there. That's how I like the new. So the cities tend to grow up from north to south, because this is the only place we can actually continue with the building. Because here we have this is Pichincha volcano over here, an active volcano, the one that I said that just erupted in 2006. Oh. And behind this building they have another little reach of volcanoes as well. So the city is in between these two large reach of volcanoes. Those one over there, they're not active, but Pichincha over here is an active volcano. It's about 14,000 feet up there. The vent of the volcano is actually to the other side, so it's facing the other side of the city. This is actually two volcanoes together, one that is a little bit smaller and a larger one. The larger one is the one who just erupted in 2006. It was a big ash cloud coming out from the vent, huge, like when you have a nuclear explosion, something like that, with that shape, with a big mushroom shape. It was just up there, really, really high, and we covered the city for about 2 weeks with the ash. Obviously, airports were closed around that time, but the main part of the ash went out to the other side because of the prevailing winds that we have, so it didn't affect the city as much as we were just expecting. It was a little bit, just 2 weeks, it was not so bad, considering the amount of ash that just come out from that volcano. Geology says that if this volcano erupts again, the flows, in this case, all of the lahars, and this is like mud together with whatever is on the way, just come out from the bend, they're gonna face to the other side. So hopefully the volcano knows that. So. Here is a neo-Gothic style church right there, and it was built in the 19th century. Along that time, people colonial times. His name is Bernardo de Legarda, and he makes these virgins with wings because when he was reading the Bible, he saw a passage that says that the virgin is supposed to rise up to the skies after he defeats the saints on earth. So what this artist did was to represent the virgin with wings so she can fly up to the skies, So the virgin has this appearance, it's like dancing more or less, it has the wings on it, and she's stepping on top of a huge snake dragon kind of like. So that's supposed to be the scene that she is defeating on earth, and she's getting ready to go up to the skies. So that's the Virgin Mary who's supposed to be guarding the city. It's the main saint in Quito, primarily. So they also sometimes call it the Virgin of Quito because of that. But it's the only virgin that is represented with wings because of that. This artist, Bernardo de Legarda, was a mestizo on the back. They can fix them up to be like that, to carry their babies. They also make hats with that thing, So it's one of the more important pieces of their dressing. That's the sex of heaven. She's ready to wear like a hat. Hina and her family.
Huyak shpa huya hungi, jak shpaka jakingimi. Huyak shpa huya hungi, jak shpaka jakingimi.
You got your little bag, look at that.
Oh, our daughter is one of these,
Can he come to you? Do I have to
Trace?
Oh, that's a good picture.
We just got good wings. Well, we have pictures of it, and our friends hold over there.
Mike, were you able to get that hummingbird?
No, he took off just as I tried to get his
gorgeous.
picture.
You have an experiment.
There is a line.
Yes. Okay. Who knows the name or the countries are located on the equator?
Ecuador.
So over the equator, forces are like this. So the way you sit clockwise, what you see here is what you have in your home every day, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember this movement? Yes, that's right. He's very strong. Put the arms straight. So for this part, I will push. I'm pushing down. You're pushing up. Resist. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You have to resist in the same way you were doing in the south. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And it's easier to
I like this more than that. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3.
It's supposed to be easier.
Oh.
Equator, straight. So these forces are also affecting the yolk. The yolk is getting straight to the bottom, and that's why it's much easier to balance the egg on the head of an eel. Yeah? The idea is that you try to do it because if you balance the egg, we give you a diploma at the end of the tour.
Very shy.
Okay, you use all your fingers, can you see? And you move the egg little by little until you
Any
see
glue on
balance.
that?
No, it's very easy. Look, the forces are helping, gravity is holding it straight, so you can do it. There, we have less gravity, we weigh less.
Neil, feel the force. Feel the force.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. No nice. No nice.
7, 8.
Okay, yeah, Neil. Number 9, they put hot stones inside for giving shape. In number 10, they remove the stones and they put the heads over the smoke. That's why shrunken heads are always black. Okay, so this process was called sansa, as I told you before, and they did this under your power picture. You can do it, it's okay. You can come close. Are you ready? Do you want to take a banana?
Yeah.
Our province, it's the center of the highlands, okay? Can you recognize? They wear this kind of clothes, but especially this hat. I want you to feel, because it's different than the other ones you can find. It's very heavy, and it's hard, okay? Do you know what's that made of? It's corn flour
Corn flour?
and sheep wool.
Maple syrup.
Sheep's wool. What do you think? It's very hard.
A little bit like people.
Upside down, can you see? And the design comes underneath. Also memory, they don't have paper, straws, anything. They have to memorize all the designs in their mind. Only men do this. Ladies spin the wool. They prepare the wool for him, and they want to work together. The reason ladies don't weave is because when they are pregnant, they have to press the wood, so that could affect their fertility organs. This is only men. Okay?
So in the very beginning, when they inaugurate this spot, after they come up with this conclusion that this was the equator, in 1836 they decided to put this small monument to commemorate that. It's the replica of the big one that you see on the back. This one was like that high. And later on, the municipality decided that this was a good spot for tourists, to attract them. So they decided to change the design. Now you see that big monument was put down there in 1936. Inside of it, there is a museum where you can see some information about our different ethnic groups in Ecuador. The information there is a little bit old. They have not updated that for a long, long time. And they just start constructing this small city. It's a replica of the downtown of Quito, in terms of the way how Spanish tend to build their cities. The main square, from the main square you have the rest of the buildings being built on the side. So this side of this city, right here, is the place where the Spanish are supposed to live. And there's always this We also have strawberry, raspberry, passion fruit, mango, figs, lemon.
Very refreshing.
See it take.
Well, now they don't have. Yes, they have it. Roberto, what's the one in the corner?
Hielo y sal.
All the way from the highlands where the Alto volcano is down here to make the ice. The ice has some salt in it, so it starts melting.
Ese jugo de naranjilla.
That's naranjilla juice in a copper pot, and he only has to stir them with that wooden spoon, and that's gonna make the ice just like that. Just like that.
Esta fruta solo hay en Ecuador y en Colombia.
Naranjilla is endemic to South America. You only find it here and in Colombia.
All right. I mean,
helado, ¿no? Ya, eso es sorry. Que mientras más se levante se hace helado. Hacemos más o menos 4 litros cada 20 minutos, ¿no?
Every 20 minutes they are producing like 4 liters of ice cream.
Hay 5 personas para toda la semana.
He has like 5 employees.
Cada uno hace 60 litros al día.
Everybody makes like 60 liters a day. They have a vendor in the price of it.
Es solo por mantener la tradición. Una máquina nos ayudaría mucho.
Oh, come on. No, pull it the other way.
Muy bien, la picture. Oh, wait. This is family question from Ken. Okay. Más duro, más fuerte. Bastante fuerte. Queda contratada.
Good job. Good job.
You have to work for your taste.
We'd like to have some drinks in the meal. We have regular Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, juice, soft drinks, tea, water, protein powder, mineral water.
We gotta keep this on time here.
Used by a lot of our indigenous cultures to come up and trade their products right here. So later on, this place was the place where the Huayna Capac Palace was. Huayna Capac was one of the last Incas who just ruled this area. So after they conquered the Quito, it was the indigenous tribes who used to run around here before. They went into war with the Quitos indigenous group for years and years and years without them defeating them. So the Incas decided to go for the more political sort of relation. And they married one of the Jesuits company right at this point at the end of the block. And the silver one that doesn't have a number in it, that's over there is Antonio José de Sucre, the guy who was in charge of the independence of a lot of countries here. So that's why the money was called like that, Sucres, S-U-C-R-E. That azúcar passed by the Jesuits to our indigenous. This church started in 1605 and it took it 106 years to finish. Now, the work that you see on the outside of the Chinese old permanent rock. In this case, the rock comes from the Chicha volcano. Remember the first place when we stopped? They brought in all of these big pieces of rock, so they carved the rock right here in this place. Normally, when you're elected as president here, this is supposed to be your move, and also because of you. If this president right here can say that you don't want to live here because we feel like common citizens that we have to live here. This is because we watch nowadays, and this is the first president that has never had access to the inside. They are running these tours for about an hour more or less. Last battle with them. And on top of it, you have the woman who represents the liberty. Why don't I do the liberty statue? That statue.
Sure.